I am sure you have read this week, that our bishops have given us a very important pastoral letter celebrating human life. I thought it in conscience to read part of it to you. It is a 7-page document which you can download from internet. I will read just the first part, which will take me just 8 to 9 minutes, and then I will pass the message to Father Hilary, and he could perhaps next Sunday read the second part. It is a very beautiful pastoral letter, very positive, very enlightening, but there are certain ethical issues which we Catholics cannot forget or bypass. Cherishing life. It is indeed positive to know that in our country there has been an ongoing debate with respect to the way in which a number of couples can address the difficulty of infertility. This gives witness just to what extent we cherish human life. This is even more appreciated when one realizes that in today's age, in Europe and in Malta too, a large part of society is very stingy with respect to new life, in the sense that the birth rate is low. It is admirable that our society expresses such enthusiasm, particularly in the case of those couples who are called upon to make great sacrifices in their married life. As bishops of Malta and Gozo, bearing in mind the cultural context of today's society, we are addressing this pastoral letter primarily to the Catholic community of our country, but also to our Maltese and Gosden brothers and sisters of goodwill who genuinely hold Catholic teachings at heart. It is our duty as spiritual shepherds of this community to guide those Catholics, in the first place married couples who are experiencing difficulty with procreation, as well as other persons who work in the field of science, politics and the law, in order that they may form their consciences rightly on a subject such as human life, a subject which is so sacred and fundamental. It is normal for a newly married couple to desire children. It is often the case that when faced with the problem of infertility, a couple feels that it has failed. This sense of failure is aggravated if this condition arises as a consequence of certain choices which the couple would have made in the past. As bishops, we emphasize with these couples, and we wish to remind them that the fact that they are childless does not mean that their mission as a married couple has been unsuccessful. We all know of couples who, in spite of being childless, have proved to be worthy in other areas of their lives. I am a witness to this. I am directing homes for children in difficulty, and I know of quite a number of couples who have decided to foster children or to adopt children. Yet this does not resolve their great desire to communicate their love by becoming parents. For this reason, we appeal to men of science to carry on with their research, leading them to seek solutions which are ethically and morally good, in order that these married couples may fulfill their genuine and valid desire to become parents of their own children. In our appeal, we are reiterating that which His Holiness Pope Benedict XVI stated a few months ago while he was addressing scientists gathered to discuss the diagnosis and treatment of infertility. While praising the intellectual honesty of the scientists who seek truth, he also felt the need to make the following observation. Scientism and the logic of profit seem effectively to dominate the field of infertility and human procreation today, even to the point of limiting many other areas of research. Our yes to life. The Church is the institution which favors life more than any other institution in the world. It insists that the value of human life must remain untarnished, and the Church defends it from the very moment of conception, always striving to bring to light the unique dignity of the human being. This is in accordance with the will of God, who alone is the Lord of life. The Church recognizes that human life is not a product which may be fashioned, built, used, and brushed aside. The Church teaches that no one can use a person at whatever stage of his development, right from the first moment of his existence until the moment of his natural death, whatever his condition. If this fundamental respect is overlooked, science becomes the enemy of mankind. The Church is fully aware of her duty to defend those who are vulnerable and to give a voice to the voiceless. The Church strongly reiterates its yes to life, particularly when life is at its weakest point, such as when a person's development is in its early stages. It is in this light that the Church, bearing in mind the principles of natural reason and confirmed by revelation, has always insisted upon the fact that science is to be at the authentic service of humanity. Scientific development must progress within such limits which ensure that fundamental respect towards the person is never lacking. Otherwise, it becomes an enemy of the human being. The Church has always taught that authentic service to humanity and the protection and promotion of his dignity cannot be guaranteed unless one abides by the principles of truth about mankind. This is explained very clearly by Pope Benedict XVI in his famous encyclical Caritas in Veritate. In fact, the Church has always taken loving initiatives in favor of mankind in the light of the truth about the human person. Charity and truth go hand in hand. It is truth which ensures authentic charity. The Church has the right and the duty to proclaim its moral judgment upon research and upon technical methods used for human reproduction. By so doing, she is in no way interfering in the scientific field. Rather, she is fulfilling her mission of bringing to the attention of one and all the ethical and social responsibilities which arise from any action taken in respect of human beings. The last part for today. The truth protects life. What is the ethical truth regarding in vitro fertilization, which the Catholic Church, out of love for mankind and together with all its members, has the duty to proclaim as part of its mission? According to the teachings of the Church, any medical methods which are used to cure infertility should be based upon a profound respect for the following three fundamental values. The first, the value of life and the physical integrity of every person. This must be protected from the very moment of conception until the moment of natural death of the human person, more so when the person is in a vulnerable state. Any form of discrimination with respect to different stages of life cannot be justified and must be upheld like any other form of discrimination. From conception, a life is begun which is neither that of the father nor of the mother. It is rather the life of a new human being with its own growth. It would never be made human if it were not human already. Some months ago, this most important value was acknowledged at a civil level. That is, human life must be safeguarded from the moment of conception. Equals embryos. The second principle, value, the value of conjugal unity. This unity is manifest in the respect which the married couple foster for one another, in recognizing that in their marriage they have the right to become parents. The married man and woman, through their reciprocal gift of love, bring one another to perfection when they cooperate with the Creator in the conception and bearing of children. For this reason, any couple which accepts a third party to participate in the process of artificial fertilization is in effecting constituting a rupture of their conjugal unity, their conjugal fidelity. It also obstructs the right of the married couple to become parents exclusively through their mutual cooperative action. The third value, the value of human sexuality in marriage, this beautiful gift of God to married couples. The conception of a human person should be the outcome of the mutual self-giving love of the married couple. This gift is realized through their sexual intimacy, an action through which the man and woman become one body. Therefore, bearing in mind this value, the conception of new life cannot be treated solely as a biological act. Neither can it be a technical process which produces embryos as if they were objects. The gift of human life should be eagerly accepted in marriage, which is the ideal and most natural situation for conception to take place, through personal acts which are exclusive and specific to married men and women. This is in conformity with the teachings of the Church, which state that there is an inseparable connection established by God, which man on his own initiative may not break, between the unitive significance and the procreative significance, which are both inherent to the marriage act. Therefore, every technical method which replaces the personal conjugal act fails to respect the dignity of the human person and of the unity of marriage, and so this is not acceptable. On the other hand, such technical methods are acceptable when they aid the personal conjugal act to achieve its aim, that is, to conceive human life which is eternal. I stop here. I took 2 more minutes, but I think it deserves them. I encourage you to, get a copy of it and reread it, And I hope that next Sunday, Father Hilary would conclude the remaining parts, which are also very, very important.